Anyways, we are going to Richmond. I've never been to this go-kart track before. The only go-kart tracks I've gone to, the only go-kart track I have gone to is TBC Indoor Kart in Richmond. It's pretty fun. I don't know, I've been there a few dozen times, and almost every time I go there, I improve my time, which I'm pretty happy about. I'm pretty consistent that way. I learned to play basketball, and one thing that I taught myself how to play basketball. I learned in elementary school, like the basic rules and all that kind of stuff, like kind of the fundamentals on how to shoot. And I think it was grade 8. Anyways, I won a raffle. That's what it was. It was grade 8. Between, I think, grade 8 and 9. I won a raffle to join a basketball camp. And it was at Vancouver College that they had the raffle, May Day. And May Day is kind of like a festival that there is. And yeah, I won a basketball camp at SFU. I was so happy. I had 0 friends, literally 0 friends. And I remember being at the basketball camp, learning fundamentals of basketball, and how to free throw properly, how to release properly, how to go up for a layup properly, left and right hand. But then after that, it was because it was in the summer. My mom didn't allow me to join basketball or hockey or anything like that. I was a competitive swimmer, and that was the only school sport I was allowed to do when I was in high school. In elementary school, I was on the soccer team. It's like the soccer team is really just like kids playing soccer. It wasn't anything special. And yeah, so I learned some fundamentals from SFU, and SFU has a great basketball program. And I think it really, like, not always has, but it's been a pretty good basketball program from when I can remember. So anyways, I didn't really play basketball after that. At swimming, we would have like free time and stuff like that, and I would just be gravitated to the basketball hoop, and to play basketball, to shoot hoops, to play bump, 21, American 31 or whatever, or American basketball, I don't know, whatever, king of the court, everything like that. And I remember this guy in swimming. His name was Ashley, and I just saw him a couple years ago walking along the seawall in Vancouver, and he was there. I think it was his fiance or just newly married or something like that. And anyways, I had told him when I saw him that he was someone I looked up to. I used the word idol because he really was. He seemed like a stand-up guy, and he had a sister and a younger sister and younger brother. And I have 2 younger sisters. And the way that he was protective about them was just second to none. I heard a story about him, like his sister running in, I don't remember what it was. Like, I don't think it was a marathon, but it was some long distance track event. And she couldn't finish the race because her knees just gave out. And the story that I heard is that he went and he carried her across the finish line. And when I heard that, I was, I don't know, thoroughly impressed by him. And yeah, so, and that wasn't the reason why I looked up to him. There were a lot of other reasons. I remember playing in a basketball tournament, or his team playing in a basketball tournament. Oh, phone's calling. Who's this? Oh, my sister. They were playing in a basketball tournament, 3-on-3 tournament, and he was so passionate about basketball. And Ryan played a lot of. We all played basketball. I was friends with his brother Ryan. Ashley was older than I was. Is older than I am. Anyways, they were playing in a 3-on-3 basketball tournament, and I remember Ashley wanting to win so bad, and the refs were making these really poor calls against Ashley's team, and there was hecklers on the side. And hecklers, yeah, whatever, I get it, yeah, it's cool, but heckling to me is just like the cheesiest stuff you can do. But I guess that's part of all sports, is that there are always going to be hecklers, people who hate to see somebody win, which I absolutely detest. I think it's such disgusting attitude, but that's just the way it is. Like, I heckle sometimes as well. Like, I don't know. It's just part of spectator sports, I suppose. But anyways, they were being heckled. and it really was getting to Ashley, and he didn't like it. And the refs were really crappy refs, calling everything against Ashley's team and very little against the other team. But I guess once you have a player who's wanting the ref to call or make calls, then the refs automatically don't want to make calls. It's like that whole give and take kind of thing. Push, pull, pull, push, right? If you pull, someone pushes. If you push, someone pulls. But if you try and just win them over, then they usually get on your side. So, of course, there's like the psychological aspect, there's the chess aspect, and then there's the actual playing aspect. And there are so many different facets to playing sports. Anyways, he got into a huge argument with the guys, and the guys threatened him. They're like, we're going to come to your school and this and that. And they're like, what school do you go to? And actually, he says his actual school. And then, in my mind, I'm like, holy crow, this guy's so tough. And these guys, like, I don't know, like, Surrey has a bad rep, but I think these guys were, like, from Surrey or something like that. Or Delta, I don't know where they were from. And, but that's just the vibe that they had. And I think they must have said something, otherwise I wouldn't make that connection, I don't think. I wouldn't automatically assume someone's from Surrey if they're trying to fight and stuff. But anyways, so then they go, okay, what's your name? And then he says his name, and I'm like, holy crap. And they're like, how do you spell your last name? And then he spells it correctly. And then they're like, the big tough guys, they like leave the court, win, and yeah, wow, that's cool. Intimidation, buddies. You won, and then you saw lose, or then you saw win. That's awful. So anyways, Ashley didn't back down. He was like, yeah, you want to go? And let's go. Okay, you want to meet me at school? Meet me at my school. Okay, you want my name? Here's my name. And he wouldn't back down. And to me, like, some people might say it's stupid, and he might get beat up, he might get whatever, stabbed, like, killed. I highly doubt that. Most people are just loud about what they're gonna do here in Vancouver. And so to me, though, that was rad. I was so stoked. I was so sad that he lost. And he just, after he lost, he didn't want to talk to anybody. He just ignored everybody and just went and just shot a bunch of, and it was just shooting baskets alone on the court. I guess just to like vent and to release. But that to me just showed how passionate he was about what he was doing. And I get like that sometimes. And I have a lot of people say, why do you get so upset? Or why do you care so much? And I fall for that. I'm like, yeah, why do I care so much? I care because I care, and it means something to me. That's why I care. I learned how to play basketball at a basketball camp after grade 8 at SFU. And I got really into basketball and trying to teach myself as best as I can how to play basketball after I finished swimming. And I was done swimming 2 years out of high school. So after I was finished swimming and I had a lot of free time, I was skateboarding a lot, and I was playing basketball tons. No, actually, it was right out of high school. I was playing basketball a lot because I wasn't really working, and then I was swimming also. So I would go to Douglas Park, where I lived in Vancouver, and I would just shoot. I literally was playing maybe 6 hours of basketball a day alone, just trying to get better. And just trying to relax, trying to get my mind off of things. I was stressed about life. I was stressed about my parents' relationships, my relationships, what I was going to do. I was lost. I didn't know where I wanted to be in life. I knew I didn't want to be living at home, but I was kind of stuck there because I didn't have a job. And I was working at our... no, I wasn't working at our I don't remember where I was working. I was doing like background and like little things like that, but I wasn't doing anything that I felt fulfilled in. So I just started playing basketball. I just wanted to get as good as I could at playing basketball. I'm just about 6 feet tall, and I'm pretty athletic. I was way more athletic because I was swimming all the time, and I was working out 6 hours a day, swimming, lifting weights, running, playing basketball, skateboarding, all sorts of different things. Snowboarding a lot, and yeah, I learned how to dunk. I could grab the hoop with 2 hands. My free throws were very good. My 3-point shots were very, very good. But I didn't have a support system. I didn't have someone around me to nurture my abilities and to push me, because I had a coach my whole life. from about grade 1 until after high school, I always had someone there to push me. And they weren't necessarily invested in me personally. They were invested in me athletically, and I guess somewhat personally, but not outside of swimming. And when I finished swimming, I was lost. I didn't have somebody there to guide me, to say, this is your next step, this is what you need to work on. And without that, I was completely lost. And I felt lost literally like until a few years ago. I guess because that's how long it took me to learn on my own. I find it very difficult to ask for help, and I like learning on my own, even though it's learning the very, very slow way. I don't ask for a lot of advice. I'm not used to that kind of kind of way of doing things. So anyways, I started watching tons of basketball videos on the internet, and there's one of my favorite athletes. His name is Wayne Gretzky, and he was one of the best hockey players, if not one of the best athletes of all time. And I don't remember the exact quote, but it went something like, "Don't go where the puck is, go where the puck is going to be," or something like that. It's something to that effect. And as soon as I listened, or as soon as I heard that quote, as soon as I heard that, and this is way before playing basketball, as soon as I heard that, it just like resonated within me to be aware of what's going on around me. But then I definitely took that into sports, into playing soccer, into playing hockey, into all sorts of. So I was really young when I heard that quote, but I took that into basketball, and I think it helped me quite a bit. And one thing that I learned as well is that you always finish your workouts on a high note. You always finish, like, if you sink a basket, then you're done. If you score a goal playing soccer, you're done. If you do something that, if you're skateboarding, you finish on a high note. You finish on a kickflip. You finish on an ollie off of something, ollie onto something, on a tray flip, anything. You finish on a high note. And I learned that in swimming. We had motivational speakers come in every once in a while, and they would say stuff like that. And yeah, so go to where the puck is going to be, not to where it is, and finish on a high note, and I put all that together in my basketball, and I think I got very good at basketball, and then I got sidetracked with different things in life and different negative aspects and negative people in my life. But so when I do something, I try to do that. I try to finish on a high note. I try to do better today than I did yesterday when I'm doing sports and stuff like that. I'm a big procrastinator. I procrastinate quite a bit. But when it comes to competitive stuff, then I try and do better than I did the day before. Yeah, so that, I guess all of that ties into the go-karting stuff that at TBC Indoor Kart. Every time that I've gone, I've done better than I did the day before, than I did the time before that. Even if it has been several months in between, a year in between. I think the last time I went go-karting, it had been almost 2.5, 3, no, longer, maybe 4 years. Oh no, maybe 3 years. I think it was 3 years, 2.5, 3 years that I had been to TBC, but you can get a printout of your times and all that kind of stuff. And I still did better than the time that I was there before, which is just a testament, I think, to always have that mindset that I'm going to do better. And you don't have to do better at everything. You just have to do better at one thing. You just have to improve a little bit. Always make one step forward. that was fun. My sister raced in the first race. The first race, I had a really nice fast car. The second race, not so nice and fast. It was still fun, but yeah, the second race, the car was slow and sluggish, but it was still a lot of fun. Sam just like was whooping my butt on that second race. But the first race, I don't know. That kart number 25, that was so much fun. The 26 kart though, not so much. I love go-karting. I don't know, I like anything really competitive. It was kind of cool, like the first race I was just by myself, but the second race was a lot of fun. Being against someone in a faster kart, which was kind of cool. He could just go through all the turns without braking at all. I could also, but I had like no speed. Oh shoot, music. I always forget about that. But yeah, now we're going to the auto mall, and we're gonna go look at some cars. Should be fun.